Smooth 98.1 here. It is gone past 6:30 for a Feel Good Friday, which means it's a Tech Friday edition of Business Express. And can I say, it's always a smile on my face whenever I say that because it's always such an interesting show. Of course, Rotus is here for the next 15 minutes. Hi, Rotus.
Hello, Shokwe. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers.
And a good morning to you, Fisaya Durajay, who I feel like I haven't seen in so long. It's so
Yeah,
fantastic to see your face and hear your
yeah.
voice.
Good morning, Shopware. Good morning, Rotus. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everyone listening to us and
Yes.
watching. Yeah.
Yes, good morning to you. And of course, youtube.com/smooth 981 FM Lagos is live and you can leave your comments there. Also, send WhatsApp messages to 0809 440 981 and tweet at us at smooth 981 FM. Tag at Rotancode and at Aramo Fisayo. Yes,
Yeah.
I got that. Perfect. Gosh, my memory today, it's all on fire. All right, guys, let's get into it. What are we starting off with?
There's a lot. There's so many tech stories. I don't know. We'll just try and get through as many of them as possible. We'll start with MTN. MTN Nigeria is piloting their testing a
5G.
pilot program for their 5G. Yeah, 5G. So 7 cities.
Mhm.
I think Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Maiduguri. I can't remember what the other 3 are, but 7 of them testing it out. So
Ibadan as well.
so
Kano and Ori.
Kano and Owerri, thank you so much. So yeah, those are the 7 cities. Visayo, I think this is, we're moving forward as far as this 5G is concerned. What do you make of the rollouts?
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. At least that they are pushing towards 5G, and of course, starting with cities. I guess the question that they have to answer from a cost benefit perspective is the fact that the cost of rolling out the 5G technology versus the benefit they will get. So is it wise to roll out nationwide, including in my village, where there's internet, right? But I don't think we need 5G, really, right? So the cost of rolling out 5G
I'm
in
still
those
struggling
places.
to get 4G. I'm confused.
Sorry?
I said I'm still struggling to get 4G. I'm
Exactly.
confused. From time to time, I'll see it and then it disappears.
Yeah. So I guess they need to figure out, either how all of those will work together. Right. I think 4G just works fine, really, for many people. But at least if it's available. Right. But if you're saying you are moving to the 5th generation, makes sense. But again, you have to then think about it like, okay, so from a cost and benefit analysis type places, so what cities do you really want to invest that much money on to ensure that they have 5G technology, and then be able to access the internet at a faster speed and all of that, all of the other details that surrounds that, right? And of course, where other people then manage it, maybe 3G, 4G, and all of that kind of stuff. So again, it's up to them to figure that part out. But I think it's also a step in the right direction. We're moving forward with internet penetration. We are moving on with internet speed. We are moving on with across just many index, and I think it's good for everyone, I guess.
I really wish I knew what influenced or what went behind the choice of cities.
Mhm.
Because Lagos was always going to be here.
Yeah,
Port
Lagos
Harcourt
will always be.
definitely.
Yeah.
Then I'm looking at Maiduguri, Kano.
Yeah, I'm wondering
Interesting.
Maiduguri. I mean, I was surprised about Maiduguri, right? Kano, yes, is a popular, is a large city as well. Many people are in there. Ibadan is just next to Lagos. Yeah, it makes sense. Owerri, I'm not sure why, because again, there are different things. So, but of course, of the 7 cities, yeah, I can understand Lagos, Ibadan. I can understand Kano,
Okay.
and I can, actually, Abuja. Is Abuja there? Abuja
Yes.
should be.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Right, and of course, Port Harcourt, those ones make sense. Maiduguri, I'm not sure. Maybe they want to support the military in their operations, in the northeast, to see if how that works. I don't know really, but I guess they'll see
It's
that okay,
interesting.
it doesn't work in some cities, it works in some other cities, so they'll pull it back in some cities and focus on some other cities, I guess. So.
Okay.
All right, we move to South Africa. South Africa, Google is launching their wallets in South Africa. They've partnered with a number of banks there. They've partnered with airlines. You can load your boarding pass on Google Wallets. You can load IDs, bank information. They really want to push contactless payments forward. Besides, the payment space is just looking so competitive. What do you make of Google and they said it will spread to other African countries going forward. What do you make of Google's step in that direction?
I mean, it's scary, right? That Google is thinking about this in this way, right? Of course, we know Google Pay already has been working. We've been using it, right, for some time. But now talking about Google Wallet, essentially what it's doing is that it's trying to replace your physical wallet, right? So your IDs, the things you put in your physical wallet, your money, the things you put in your physical wallet, your boarding passes, all of that, your payments cards, so you can do all of that digitally, using your Google Wallet, right? And of course, I think like there's still some Google Bank, that they would get to, eventually, because again, it means that you're putting your money on their wallet as well. So it means that they have floats, they can then manage that, all of that. So there are different things involved, right? I guess my biggest point in there, my biggest challenge with that is that if your Google Wallet is then compromised, right, it's a single point of failure, for everything that you have. So it means that if someone mistakenly, or you lose your phone, you lose your device, and someone breaches your Google Wallet, it means that your identity is at risk. Your itinerary, your cash, everything you own is potentially at risk. Of course, they mentioned that there has to be two-factor authentication to be able to use Google Wallets, right? But again, it could be breached, right? So that's where my biggest concern is. So what the security, measure essentially will look like, not just ordinary from Google's side, but also from the user's side, right? How everyone has to ensure that yes, this is not something you can just drop your phone somewhere. In fact, somebody just drop their phone somewhere, then go, someone in their house can just take it, you get the text message as two-factor on the same phone, and you're able to use it. So different things then start happening. People then become more protective of their phones. People that can drop their phones before now say, no, well, my wallet is there, right there, right? So, I won't drop it anyhow. I can't just give it to someone to go and take a selfie outside, not knowing what they're going to do with my wallet, right? So just different many
You're
things.
basically talking about the mindset of many husbands all around the world. Many husbands and boyfriends all around the world. I'll just be dropping my phone left, right, and center. This will just fit very nicely into their lifestyle. And I know we've gone very lofty with our thoughts about this on your end, but can I just bring it down to below the depths? Because on my end, I'm like, this is fantastic. Because have you seen the size of handbags that are now fashionable? They're like this small. So yeah, and also it will end up with not having to lug around a giant wallet will be great for men's lines as well.
Speaking of
husbands, your Google Wallet cannot take your makeup kits, right? So hey, sadly, you just have to carry that.
Wow, that's true. Next one, VR makeup.
Speaking of husbands, Google Maps at the end of every month, if you've been using Google Maps to move around, it sends a report of everywhere that you've been.
Where you've been to. Yeah.
Wait, it does?
Everywhere you've been.
Really? Because I live and breathe with that thing, and it's never sent me a report. What is going on?
On email, it said, check your Gmail. At the end of every month, it sends me a report telling me everywhere I went for that particular month.
I'm one of those people who turns off everything, all notifications. As per
you probably unsubscribed.
Exactly. Real quick.
Hold on, before we get in, let me just into another one. Let me just take some messages. So Gilbert Musa from Festac says, on the test of 5G in some states in Nigeria, like Sope said, have we gained mastery of 4G? When you're out of Lagos after Ogun State, I personally find it difficult to make calls till when I am in Benin. And Benga Kamu says there should be a password to log into the wallet itself. So that is another defense against a breach. Whilst Ogeno Chuko says that 5G will definitely provide more sufficient information concerning elections, and it will be a confidence booster for the electorates. Guys, get your PVCs. Oh, okay. I like where that message
Can I I was supposed to send this to you guys. I didn't because there were so many stories. But since he's mentioned elections, I want to quickly, I don't know if you've heard this. Coinbase, the crypto exchange, they are launching a voter registration portal for Americans ahead of the midterm elections. They put out a post on their blog yesterday saying that the crypto community needs to know who is running for office and where each electoral official stands on cryptocurrency. So they opened a voter portal for people to be able to register to vote. And I know, just mentioning the elections and PVC, I just thought about that. That they were like, look, crypto needs to be part of whoever is running for office.
Yeah,
the conversation. So I just, and yeah, INEC and its control of voting, the way that, other private entities in America can just put a voter portal for you to easily register to vote is something we need to think about here as well.
But more messages coming in. One from Yomi, who says a digital wallet should be safer and more secure than physical wallets. There are passwords and encryptions to contend with as against a physical wallet that would be emptied if stolen. Whilst Yinka Bolu says Google Wallet works with your local currency. Wait, hold on. Is this a question or is it a statement? Well, he says Google Wallet works with your local currency, or is it accepting only dollar, obviously? How?
No, it's a local currency. That's why they are rolling it out.
With local banks.
Yeah, it's your local banks.
But of course, if you then have restrictions on your local currency on what you can use to pay internationally, then of course you have such restrictions, at least in Nigeria as well. If you put your physical cards, your typical cards on a Google Wallet, and you want to pay for Netflix and it's dollars, and your bank said I can do that, same as you can do that.
Okay, so I think I've now decrypted this thing. So he basically, the question is, I would love to see the reactions from Nigeria if it accepts local currency, which we've talked about, when it finally lands in Nigeria, compared to our acceptance of the e-Naira. Whilst Joel says, will you still get the reports even if you didn't use the maps?
No, you won't. It's only if you.
Joel.
No, Joel is worried.
Well, I mean, I can't vouch for what they are or are not tracking, so let me not say anything. All right, we've got a couple of minutes left. Should we take another story?
Podcasts are coming to Twitter. Twitter is making inroads into podcasts. They are rolling out a feature on the Twitter Spaces tab, to where they are now going to use hubs for different subjects. So when you go to Twitter Spaces, music, politics, sports, business, and then they're even going to have access to popular podcasts that are available. So Twitter is they're hopping into the podcast space.
Yes, I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. I mean, it's a good thing that Jack was forced out, because he's running two big companies at the same time. He never really focused on Twitter. But right now, with what's his name again? Juna Paraga, it's moving in that step. I mean, there's so many things I can do. In fact, when I saw the story, I thought it was actually LinkedIn that is doing podcasts, because I felt that it was more LinkedIn-ish than Twitter-ish, right?
Actually, just to jump on what you said, so many things they can do. Are there too many things they can do? Because they're doing. Yes. It looks like they're doing quite a lot of things.
I mean, the point for Twitter is that they want to get more people to stay on their platform for as long as possible, right? They are losing people to TikTok, they're losing people to Instagram, they're losing people to different other platforms, right? So the more they can do on Twitter, rather than just tweet angrily at themselves, the better, for the platform, and of course, the better for advertising revenue for them as well. So which is where they are driving this conversation towards. People would rather advertise on Instagram than advertise on Twitter, right? So again, they need to be able to create that content that allows them to be more, a reason to download a Twitter account so that you want to listen to podcasts, for instance. One other reason to download a Twitter or to use the Twitter app is because you want to, join the space. Another reason is probably to do, just different other things, right? So I guess, it's a step in the right direction for them, I believe.
All right. Well, we've had tons of stories, and we even still had more that we couldn't get to, but yeah, that's just how it is with Tech Friday. Okay, so fantastic show, guys. And if you want to catch the replay, of course, go over to YouTube and just look for Smooth 91 FM Lagos and continue the conversation with Rotus and with Fisaya on Twitter. The same Twitter we're just talking about. At Rotan Quote and at Aramo Fisaya. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It's been a fantastic Tech Friday.